Here are some drawings to try to explain the overhand gybe, the pull-over gybe, the lee-to-lee tactical gybe. There's a lot of different names for it. So when you're sailing along normally, there could be one step before this where you're sailing along normally with windward heel. Then you reach for the main sheet as it comes from the end of the boom to the back corner of the boat. And many tiller extensions have a knob on the end, especially the rooster ones have a big knob. And you can use that to hook the main sheet. You don't need the knob, but it helps. You hook that with your tiller hand, with the tiller, and you pull it towards you until you can reach it with your main sheet hand. So you actually let go of the main sheet from the main sheet block and reach for it here. So while you're doing this, you're leaning to leeward, and that's why your heel changes from windward heel to leeward heel. So as you do that, you don't want to be counter steering, so the boat will head up. Now, as in Vaughn's video, you can head up all the way until you get positive flow along the sail, but that's not strictly necessary. So there's a bit of freedom for how you want to do it in these jibes, but you don't want to fight the way the boat wants to turn. So you can head up a little bit or a lot here, and then you start to go back towards by the lee, because that's where the sail wants to jibe. And so I've tried to draw these figures leaning to the windward side, and first pulling the main sheet from the boom with their body, and only after they've leaned over and got windward heel again do they pull with their hand. So the part that people have a bit more trouble with is getting the main sheet over their head. So I've tried to draw here the right angle of the shoulder here. So the hand is above the head, and then as you pivot, you can get that loose bit of line over top of your head. And then after you've pivoted, you can straighten your arm to pull the main sheet directly from the end of the boom for the last flick over to the other side. So this happens with the body first and then with the arm to flick it over there. So because you're pulling the sail, pulling the boat to windward, the sail can come in a little bit here, and then now it definitely wants to jibe, and so you can finish it off with this hand flick here. And because you've moved that body weight to the windward side, you still have this heel that I've drawn here. And now I've been trying to share a bunch of videos of this, but most people in those videos, and they're very good sailors, tend to release the sail as soon as they've flicked it over their head. But there is opportunity for one more little pump here. So you can hold on to the sail until it fills. And you can even sort of sit down a little bit. You don't want to overdo this because the jibe becomes illegal if you've obviously accelerated out of it. But with this new leeward heel, so the old windward side, this new leeward heel, you can sit down again, get one more little pull from the sail, but don't pull too hard or else you'll just jibe back. So you get a little pull, and then you just let go of the sail, and the boat quickly rolls from leeward to the new windward heel, because there's no power in the sail at all. Because after you let go, all of this slack in the sail extends the sail out. So the sail goes out past 90 degrees, and then when you let go of the sail from here, you grab it from the main sheet block as you normally would. The sail fills, and then you trim the sail back in. So I could have one more step here where you trim the sail back in until you're at 90 degrees again, because pulling the sail in also just adds that pressure into the sail. And this is obviously a light air gybe, so that extra little pressure helps get you up to speed, helps get you going. So I've drawn it out here, flicking it over and then holding on for a second as the sail fills, and then here you let go of the main sheet as it comes from the boom to the back corner, and instead you grab it from the pulley. So this bit of main sheet goes away from you and your hand comes down here. So both when you let go of the main sheet from the block and grab it here, and when you let go of the main sheet here and grab it there, the sail will sheet out by itself a little bit because you've let go for a second. If there's 6 or 7 knots, that you have to be very quick, and that's sort of the top end of when you can do this this gybe, when I think you can do this gybe. But in very light wind, you sometimes even have to exaggerate. You have to let the sail go out more, because you do want the sail to sheet out too far so that you can, especially in the lighter wind, so that you can trim the sail back in at the very end, because that's nice to have a bit of pressure there. Another thing that I missed here that I want to mention is that when you first grab the main sheet with your main sheet hand instead of just the tiller, you want to slide your hand as far towards the boom as possible. If you grab it down here, your flick won't necessarily gybe the boat unless you're very far by the lee. So the gybe works best if you reach as far as you can here, and it's okay if the boat heels because you'll just roll it back again the other way. So that's another trick there. And then I've tried to draw the overall course here. So you're starting off, you reach for the sail, the boat heads up, you lean with your body, the boat bears off. When the boat's about to gybe, that's when you pull it over with your arm. That's all of these videos. And then you let it fill. And then when you let go of it again and the heel changes back to the other side, that's when you do a significant turn here. You want that sail to sheet out even further than the amount you're turning so that you can trim it back in and be at the same position here. So this is quite an advanced gybe. The only thing that's simpler about it is that you can't have the main sheet catch over the back corner of the boat. So if this is looking like a lot, it's definitely something you should go out and practice, because it's very effective if you can get it going. But don't worry about this if you're having trouble with this gybe. Just find your by the lee, maybe a fairly extreme by the lee where the sail is about to gybe, and then try to gybe while sailing straight. Let the sail fill again, and then bear off and change sides. So this is the simplified version. This is straightforward. You don't lose much doing it like this. The only thing is that you can actually gain if you do this, which isn't always strictly legal. So you want to, the rules say that you need to exit at the same speed as you enter, but the judges find it very difficult to measure that. So as long as you're not going incredibly fast and then visibly slowing down. Usually people get flagged for doing multiple jibes in a row. It's very rare that people get flagged for one gybe, which is interesting.